Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. It's going to be that time of the year, my favorite time of the year. The weather's cold, everyone's a little more happy than they usually are. We see Christmas lights, the reds and the greens, the smells of all kinds of sweet things baking, and the sounds of merry Yuletide carols. And one of the things that comes with this very special time of the year is walking into your local Walmart and seeing all of the new knives and gift goodies laying around in the outdoor section. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Ozark trail knives. In all seriousness, I really do love walking into Walmart, and usually Walmart does not have great knives. And even during this time of the year, they don't have great knives, but they have a lot of new things, a lot of things that are really interesting and kind of fun to look at. And today, we have one of those. This is an Ozark trail knife that I saw at my local Walmart yesterday, and I scooped it up for $5 because of one feature that really stood out to me, and we'll get into it in just a second. But just looking at this knife, it's hideous. It's hideous. It's absolutely a disaster. It does have a tip-up carry clip, which is rare on Ozark trails, and much appreciated here. Pre-scuffed out of the box, so you know that's good. Focus up here, camera. Focus up. Yeah, it's pre-scuffed. We got an aluminum frame lock. Interesting lock bar cutout. It's like a lock bar cutout hole. You've got like the little indentation there, but it's a hole. And yeah, this is an aluminum frame lock, which is kind of interesting. We've got a nice little pivot collar there. I love the blue color. I'm a sucker for blue. But yeah, this blade is absolutely disgusting. Nice stone wash, I guess. Yeah, it's a pretty cool stone wash. I do like the stone wash. But the knife itself is just, it's a pretty hideous piece of craftsmanship. However, I had to pick it up because when I picked it up and I was looking at it, because I was drawn to the blue, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I saw that it had a tip-up carry clip. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I flipped it over and I saw this. And I was like, is that what I think it is? And it is. This knife basically has the kickstop technology. Oh, I think Ozark Trail's gone a little too far this time. So, for those of you who may be unfamiliar, Lee Williams, I think it's Lee Williams, I'm pretty sure, is a knife designer and overall genius who invented the kickstop mechanism. And it's been used on a couple of knives, but most recently, a knife dropped, in fact, just a couple of weeks ago from the time I'm filming this, the Jared Osher, I think it's the F22. Jared Osher, I'm not sure. I think it's Osher. Anyways, the F22. I'll throw up a picture on the screen. Pretty cool knife. It has a kickstop technology. And basically what it is a flipper tab that's not attached to the blade, but it just pushes the blade and opens the knife like that. And then it becomes a stop pin. And so it's a really cool idea. You know, having a disappearing flipper tab is very attractive to a lot of people, especially in terms of ergonomics. And it takes a great deal of care and mastery to implement it correctly and effectively. And so how did we get it on a $5 knife? Well, spring assist. And even at that, it's pretty crap. So, pretty awkward looking flipper tab, as you can see there. Let's give this guy it's like a weird push. The knife snaps open. It's assisted. Got a frame lock here. And yeah, no flipper tab, so I can choke up here. We've got this jimping here. The knife is actually pretty comfortable, and I could see this Warncliffe. I think they copied the blade off of the Kershaw Leak. Or, well, not copied. Ozark Trail doesn't directly copy. They just kind of emulate. They just kind of monkey see, monkey do. They're definitely doing their own thing, but I don't know. It's just, gosh, Ozark Trail is so weird. But yeah, no flipper tab. And you can see here that it actually is the stop pin now. And look at that craftsmanship. Oh my heavens. I mean, gosh, everything looks lopsided and uneven. Look at the gouges in that flipper tab from the machining. Yeah, it's pretty, only a tiny bit of side-to-side play and no up and down, which is frankly astonishing. But a little bit of lock stick. Very strong assist. Wow. Wow. Very, very powerful spring in there. The centering is off a little bit. It's not off by that much. It's just, like right there is perfectly centered. It's not rubbing on this side. It kind of looks like it is, but it's not. But yeah, so it's off-centered there. And then right there would be perfectly centered. It also looks a bit weird because this scale is thinner than this one, since this one has the assisted opening spring in it. Yeah, so as you can see, this knife also has thumb studs. Okay, so I flicked it open with the thumb studs, but not all is well. See the little flipper tab just dongling there? It's not supposed to do that. That's our stop pin. And also, if we look here, that lockup doesn't look locked up. And in fact, it is not. The thumb studs on this knife do not work. For some reason, this knife will not deploy with the thumb studs. Oh, wait, did that work? Oh yeah, that locks it up. Okay, the reverse flick is the way to go. Oh, and there was no lock stick that time. Oh, there, I snapped into place. It's a very weird flip, too, because this is not, it's very smooth. It's hard to hang on to. The jimping on here is pretty much non-functional. And you can't light switch it. You have to push button it, but it's like shaped like it wants you to light switch it. And so you just gotta like grab it here. And you can see there, you're like pushing, and then it comes out. This knife is a undiluted, unparalleled, unequivocal piece of crap, and I love it. It's so dumb. It's so ugly. It's so hideous and weird and grotesque, and I love it. I just love it. If you're going to buy a $5, oh look, it worked that time. It deployed. If you're going to buy a $5 knife, this is what you want. You want something that's just ridiculously bad. And by golly, does this fit the bill. As for actual, like, let me grab one of my other sharpness sticky notes that I've used for things in the past. Let's see how sharp it is out of the box. It's got a good working edge, a little bit rough, but you can see it kind of hairy, but I mean, it cuts. It cuts. For $5, I could probably, in fact, I bet all it really needs is a good stropping. I almost cut my finger off there. Let's see if that helped at all. Yeah, much better. Yeah, this steel is probably 1 CR2 MOV. So yeah, pretty easy to maintain. Wow, even just like that was a really crappy little stropping, and yeah, it like fixed it. It did some work on that edge. Not a great edge still, but yeah, that was like 5 seconds of stropping. Yeah, this steel is probably like HRC of 45. But I love this type of stuff. It's goofy, it's silly, and it's fun. And I just, gosh, what a horrible, horrible piece of knife collecting joy. I'm going to put this knife in my knife box, and I'll forget about it for months or years. And one day I'll pull it out, and I'll be like, oh, look, there's that hideous turd from Ozark Trail. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to start laughing. I'm just going to start laughing and be like, wow, that is just, it's just amazing. Oh, I love stuff like this. So this knife here, I've noticed that Ozark Trail, they'll release a bunch of new models around Christmas time. And then I think they gauge the how well those models sell during the Christmas season. And that's how they decide whether or not they're going to keep this model as one of their, I don't know, permanent models, I guess is the way to say that. But I've just noticed that, you know, that they'll drop around Christmas time, you'll see dozens of new Ozark Trail knives. And then moving forward throughout the year, you'll see that only 2 or 3 of those models stick around in stores for any length of time. So I'm not sure if this knife will be around forever. Part of me hopes not, because I think this is an absolute piece of garbage. But another part of me hopes that it does, and that all of you can find one and experience the same guilty pleasure that I feel when I hold this knife. I think this will be the only video you guys see of this knife, unless you want to see a full review. I will do a full review. I've decided that I'm going to do a full review of this knife. That hopefully I'm pretty sure the video for this one's already out. But yeah, this is the shaft lock Ozark Trail. I've decided I'm going to do a complete Gideon Stuff review on this knife. If you guys want to see a full Gideon Stuff review on this knife, I would be more than happy to. But I think it'd be pretty similar to this video here. Nice full plastic backspacer. The clip is, yeah, here, let's put it in my pocket real quick. See what we think. See what we think of this clip, because you guys know I'm going to be carrying this. And stand up, shake around a little, put my hand in my pocket. Yeah, you know what? It's not a terrible clip. It's not a terrible clip. It's not a great clip either, but it's not a terrible clip. And you know what? Getting the hang of that wonky flipper, it works best if you do like flip it with the side of your finger. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna go to town with this EDC knife. Anyways, that's gonna be all for today, guys. If you like this video, leave it a like, comment below, and subscribe. Tell me if you have one of these and how much you love it. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, adios.